What's up, funky YouTube, and welcome to episode 14 of my weekly Funk Date. I'm going to talk some Monday motivation. This week's bass player to listen to is Stanley Clarke. I'm going to talk about the bass line of Pusher Man by Curtis Mayfield, what I've been up to in all things bass and funk. If you enjoy the episode, subscribe below. Let's get funky. This week's Monday motivation was a quote from Kobe Bryant's, "When we are saying this cannot be accomplished, this cannot be done, then we are shortchanging ourselves. My brain, it cannot process failure. It will not process failure. So I have to sit there and face myself and tell myself, you are a failure. I think that's worse. That is almost worse than death." Kobe Bryant. And this is definitely a good example of the Mamba mentality. Kobe was able to put in work in many different aspects of his life to succeed in those different areas, which included basketball, his family, business, and a lot more. To the outsider, it seems like everything he did, he was successful at, but he knows, and he talked about how much work it took to reach that level of success. Having his level of work ethic and determination in life will make you succeed in anything you put your mind to. I want to point out that Kobe says he does not process failing, but telling himself he's a failure. To me, that means giving up on whatever goal you're working toward, because success is a process. Kobe talked about how he came off the bench in the NBA his first couple of years, and how that motivated him to work even harder to reach his goals. Although his goals were to start in the NBA, he was not a failure because it did not happen immediately, and the work it took to make his goals created a stronger-minded, stronger-willed athlete, one of the best athletes and best basketball players to ever live. Rest in peace. This week's bassist to listen to is Stanley Clarke. Stanley is a bassist, composer, and four-time Grammy winner from Philadelphia. He is the first jazz fusion bassist to headline tours, sell out shows worldwide, and have records reach gold status. He's an innovator on the bass guitar, and really was one of the first bassists to push the limits in the bass and in his music, and specifically jazz. Many bassists refer to his solo album School Days as one of the albums that completely changed bass guitar, has a killer group of musicians, and the song titled School Days really showcased Stanley's slapping, strumming technique, his playing with harmonics, and his ability to solo. Stanley has played in countless groups with many different artists. Some of my favorite stuff are his solo albums, his work with Return to Forever, Chick Corea, George Duke, and SMV. He's also played with Tina Marie, Animal Logic, New Barbarians, Alphonse Mouzon, Lee Ritenour, and Gerald Albright. These are all great artists, and you should check them all out and all his playing with them because it's really unique, and he really did push the boundaries of bass. He played an alembic bass for basically his whole career, and then he also plays a lot of upright basses, which is what he started on in Philadelphia. And he wanted to be on the Philadelphia Orchestra, but he ended up playing with Chick Corea, and that kind of started his whole career in a different direction with the jazz fusion stuff. Some of my favorite songs of his, we'll start with the solo stuff. School Days, Vulcan Princess, Lopsy Lou, Silly Putty, Hello Jeff, Hot Fun, Life is Just a Game, More Hot Fun, Slow Dance, Day Ride, Rock and Roll Jelly, Jamaican Boy, We Supply, The Force of Love, Play the Bass, Secret to My Heart, Basketball, This Bass Could Only Talk, Stories to Tell, Tradition, Come Take My Hand, Basically Taps, East River Drive, Zabadooby Dee, Illegal, Lords of the Low Frequency, Funk is Its Own Reward, Anna. He does a pretty cool cover of Hair by Larry Graham, Badass His Game, I Want to Play for You Too, and No Mystery. Some of my favorite songs with the Duke Clarke Project are Wild Dog, Let's Get Started, Winners, Every Reason to Smile, Great Danes, The Good Times, Pitbull's Mothership Connection. And Return to Forever, I don't think you can go wrong with any of their albums or really any of their songs because that lineup is just a bunch of jazz killers. So some of my favorites are Beyond the Seventh Galaxy, Earth Juice, Song to the Pharaoh Kings, Day Ride, Jungle Waterfall, Sorceress, The Romantic Warrior, Duel of the Jester and the Tyrant, So Long Mickey Mouse, The Endless Night, Hymn of the Seventh Galaxy, and Space Circus. All these are going to be on the Spotify playlist in the description below, so go make sure to check that out. This week's bassline of the week is Pusher Man by Curtis Mayfield. This is off the Superfly album, which was released in 1972. It's one of my favorite albums and one of my favorite movies of all time. VH1 has ranked it as the 63rd greatest album of all time, and Rolling Stone ranked it the 72nd greatest album of all time in 2012. In 2019, the album was selected by the Library of Congress for preservation in the National Recording Registry for being culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. The bassist on this song and the whole album is Joseph Lucky Scott. Lucky was the musical director and bassist for Curtis and recorded at least 15 albums with him. He also worked with The Impressions, Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, and Natalie Cole, among others. He played a Fender jazz bass with flat wound strings, and he used an aggressive right-hand plucking technique that produced a really percussive effect and sound when he played. You can definitely tell he's playing flat wound strings on the Superfly album. It gives it that sort of darker tone than you would expect with a jazz bass with round wounds. And really, his playing on this whole album is fantastic. It's got a great laid-back funk feel with a lot of space and goes great with Curtis's songwriting and guitar playing, really. And the flat wound strings make it great for that laid-back funk sound, too. Lucky's work with Curtis really makes him one of the behind-the-scenes heroes in the music industry because Curtis's albums have had such a big impact on a lot of different music and a lot of different people. I did a cover of this song in the past, so I'll post that link in the description, and the song is also on the Spotify playlist, which will be linked in the description as well, so check those out. I've done 2 cover videos since the last weekly Funk Date. The first one is Post Malone. I did a cover of his song Circles. Covered a bunch of Post Malone. I covered Sunflower by him and Sway Lee. Rockstar by him and 21 Savage. I did a cover of his song Wow. And I also covered Goodbyes by Post Malone and Young Thug. Songs like Circles, though, make me think Post Malone's not really a rapper. There's obviously guitar chords at the beginning of the song, and they play throughout the song, and it's kind of more like a pop rock song to me than rap, but who knows these days. This song has a really simple but catchy melody throughout the whole song. It's very easy to get stuck in your head, which makes it easy to play for me, so that's why I usually try to do some of these songs that get stuck in my head for my cover songs during the week. The song is in C major, but the melody really plays around with an A minor pattern, which makes perfect sense because A minor is the harmonic minor of C major, so it's kind of the same scale and chords, but that's why it fits so well together, and that's why it's a simple pop song. The bass line is also simple and repeats itself throughout the whole song, but I really do love the bounciness of the bass line, and it really does make a big impact of the song as a whole. And it carries the song in the verses, especially when it comes in from the chorus. I used my new camera and my new PC for this video, so I actually kind of messed up some of the settings, and the audio is a little off, and it doesn't really sound that great, and I don't really like how it turned out in that regard, but I did another cover video this week, and it turned out a lot better. And that cover video is Camila Cabello and The Baby, My Oh My. I covered one other Camila Cabello song, which was Havana, featuring Young Thug. The song is pretty cool for a pop song, starting with the intro. Starts with a C minor descending sort of run, and then it does a C major sort of back and forth between that and the major 7th, and then it goes right into C minor again, and that's where it kind of sticks around for the rest of the song. And I really like the melody of this song. It's pretty simple and all in C minor as well, but I really like the inflections that Camila does with her voice, and I think I was able to mimic them pretty well on my Spectre Q5, and I have this bass tuned E, A, D, G, C. I decided not to play the 7th string on this one because it was missing a string. I haven't played the 5th string in a while, so took it out for a spin and it sounded great, so that was always good. I also dig the bass part a lot in this song. It's very simple, C minor again, and it's an ostinato that repeats through the whole song, but it's just really impactful, and it's really the backbone of the entire song. It goes along with the vocals really great. I wish there was a little more embellishment on it, but I do understand the pop song, and because it is like the rhythm and the backbone of the song, maybe getting off of that rhythm would be weird, and I understand why the producers went that way with it. I used the PC and the new camera successfully on this video. The video got a little blurry on the close-up of the right hand, but I know how to fix that for next time, so I'm just going to keep on learning, and next week's video will be even better. I didn't release anything else on YouTube this week. I don't really have any more clips from live shows. I do have a Twitch stream that I did years ago that I need to cut up and make into videos, and I'll put that up soon. I do have some gigs coming up in the next few months. I'll give more details, but I'm playing in Marietta, a Jamaican restaurant here next week, and then I will be in Montgomery, Alabama, the the week after that, playing with Soul Man Savage. And once I get more details on that, I will make sure to put them on social media and get them out to you in the next weekly Funk Date before all those happens. The reason I haven't been making videos is because my PC or my laptop crashed, and I ended up getting PC parts and building the PC, and I'm just getting all the software back on it. And I'm getting used to the new software I'm using actually and everything set up. So should be good to go from now on. It was a little struggle there, but I'm back. And because I don't have a lot of these videos or content from the live performances, I am planning on getting a loop pedal and getting back in there with that, because that's just a good way to jam on ideas. And that's really how I came up with a lot of ideas that's going to be on my third album. So I need to get that and start making those videos as well. But the new PC is working good. Nothing's crashing. When I was editing videos on the laptop, it would crash like every 5 minutes. And now nothing is crashing, and it's pretty glorious. So I think I'll be making some more videos because of that. And as always, I don't really have any ideas for covers this week, so feel free to leave suggestions in the comments, and I will see you next week. Stay funky. Peace.